Do you love Ninja Gaiden? I love Ninja Gaiden. What a great franchise. What a classic series of 3 iconic NES games that set a high bar for challenging gameplay and cinematic storytelling in the console golden age, followed by some in-name only non-canonical ports to the Genesis, a Game Boy reskin of a completely different game, a few mostly forgotten TurboGrafx and Atari versions, a new 21st century relaunch that people seem to like but I could never get all that into, and hey, that original arcade game that was kinda really repetitive and mostly remembered for that super fucked up game over screen. But yeah, turns out there was also a Ninja Gaiden anime, produced in 1991 at the height of the original series' popularity, and for some reason it never even saw a cursory US release. Now that always baffles me. Gamers are constantly hard up for adaptations of this or that franchise, but then the stuff doesn't bother to leave Japan. Hell, I still remember in like 9th grade when my friends and I discovered that first Street Fighter movie. That was a big damn deal at the time. Anyway, Ninja Gaiden. Yeah, okay, so the movie, which is kind of being generous with the definition of movie, it's an OAV that barely runs over 50 minutes, but whatever, seems to take place after the events of Ninja Gaiden 2, The Dark Sword of Chaos, but kind of fudges with the characters and incorporates some story elements similar to the plot of Ninja Gaiden 3, The Ancient Ship of Doom, which supposedly took place between Part 1 and Part 2, and oh god damn it, what does it say that the series often credited with introducing long-form narrative story structure to the 8-bit era can't keep its own goddamn continuity straight? In any case, we're in 1980s anime New York where Ryu Hayabusa is doing his ninja thing while operating a store as his daytime cover. The store in question is Ryu's Japanese Shop. No, for real, that's not like an artifact of an English translation or something, that's in the original movie, so I guess he sells Japanese? I don't know, the interiors honestly make it look like one of those shitty mall import outlets that sell knockoff Asianish weapons and pottery as decorations, and I guess that's kind of a funny idea, i.e. the dude behind the counter hawking tacky Buddha piggy banks and phony shurikens to Joe Dirt and Dale Gribble is actually a real-life badass ninja undercover, but we only ever really see Irene working there. Oh yeah, remember how Irene Liu was a tough-ass CIA agent in the games? Well, here she's been demoted to generic love-struck anime waifu. She's all mopey because Ryu can't stop doing ninja stuff and commit to a real relationship, and I'm gonna assume that you've seen at least one anime before, so you already know where that's going.
こんなことになるなんて考えたこともなかった。ずっと一緒にいられると思っていた。
Whatever. The storyline here is that a famous scientist claims to have discovered a cure for cancer, but he isn't talking about it to anyone. This is being investigated by Irene's BFF Sarah, a reporter who has a super secret weapon for sussing out stories like this inasmuch as she's sleeping with Robert Sturgeon, aka the Special Forces guy from Ninja Gaiden 2, who has now traded that job in to become a private detective alongside his buddy, some guy named Jeff. As it turns out, the mystery doctor is hiding a secret, human bioengineering experiments, and also Ryu is investigating this too because said experiments are the source of the mutant henchmen who keep bugging him on the street and messing up his Japanese shop. Oh, and they also kidnap Irene, because, you know, what else is she here for? So Ryu goes off to storm the bad guy's compound with Robert and whoever Jeff is following close behind, after a friendly discussion of how many guns they should bring and whether or not Sarah gets to join the fighting too. Aw, man, that's not cool, Ninja Gaiden, not cool. What is cool is the bad guy base turns out to be guarded by werewolves and fishmen and all kinds of human-animal hybrid monsters. Alright, weirdly, Ryu disappears from the action to go skulking around in the shadows for most of this, so the big blowout combat stretch of this ninja movie is mostly Robert and Jeff exercising their Second Amendment rights all over the monsters. Which leads to this priceless exchange that I present to you in nearly complete form.
俺は傭兵だったんだよ。除隊して国へ帰ってからは普通に生きようと思って臆病者のマスクをかぶってきた。臆病者になれたと思った。ところがどうだい、嬉しいんだぜ。戦場に戻れたのが震えるほど嬉しいんだ。誰だって似たようなもんさ。戦うのが好き、酒が好き、女が好き。
中には男の方が好きな奴だっている。それでもみんな厄介なところをちょっとずつ曲げて世間となんとか折り合いをつけてるんだ。お前だけじゃないさ。
はい、どうやっつけていっぱいやるぜ。
賛成。
Okay then. Ultimately, it turns out the evil doctor was actually being blackmailed via a kidnapped daughter into using leftover energy from the demon god Ryu defeated back in the games to make a monster-creating machine by a different bad guy who shows up for the final fight with Ryu. For a minute, it seems like he's going to actually be Jokoi in disguise, which would be cool, but instead he just turns into a big ogre dude who does turn out to be pretty formidable. Oh, now you done it, dude. You don't ever put your hands on an anime dude's girlfriend. Come on.
That's my...
The Ninja Gaiden anime is not very good. It doesn't really have much to do with the games in terms of visuals, music, or consistent characterizations, and as a low-tech OAV, it mostly looks and feels like a below-average episode of Ronin Warriors. But, you know, if you must track down every scrap of retro gaming ephemera out there, you can certainly do a lot worse than this one. Next week, oh, just you wait.